Eugene Gunther Fries, or Gene as he preferred. He was my mother's father and my grandfather. Unfortunately, I never got the chance to meet him because he passed away when I was very young. However, I have heard multiple stories about him from my grandmother and my mother, such as he was born in Germany, but he immigrated to the United States. Also, he served as a translator during the Vietnam War. Having never gotten to meet him, I always wanted to know more about him and my German heritage. So, thusly, that is why I have chosen his military jacket from when he served in the Vietnam War. The significant fact about this is it's not military heritage, but rather familial heritage and, more specifically, German heritage. But why a jacket, you may ask? It's just an identifier, it's just a piece of clothing. And that's precisely why I've chosen his jacket. It's an identifier and it helps signify who he was and what he did. Of course, the patches on the sleeves do help bring more light to who he was. The non-repeating red patch on the left sleeve helps signify what infantry division he served in, which was the 24th. However, I find the green patch on either sleeve more interesting because this patch isn't used anymore. It was actually abolished in 1985. This patch signifies a Specialist 5 ranking, which was a reward for excelling in a skill, which for my grandfather happened to be translating his native language of German. During the Vietnam War, he served as an interpreter for a United States colonel. However, he was serving for the United States military as opposed to his homeland of Germany. But he was stationed there in Germany. And in this, I find it interesting how prevalent his German heritage was in his life. Even after he immigrated to the United States at the age of 12, from his hometown of Schwabisch Gmünd. So this strong identification is family ties, someone who I've never gotten to meet, but still I have heard a lot about and was a big part of my family's life, culture. Once again, the name is very important. Gene Fries, or as it was more than likely pronounced in the States, due to the spelling of his last name, Gene Fries, which my mom did get bullied for that when she was little. It's very interesting to know where your family has come from and where you have come from. It weaves together a narrative unlike any other. It's more compelling than novel because you get to know the strives your family has gone through to get to where they are and where you are now. For example, my grandfather, he had difficulties obtaining U.S. citizenship due to serving in the Vietnam War. As he couldn't take the test since he was stationed in Germany, he had to come back to the States, which delayed citizenship. So it's not just some old jacket. It's part of family history, my family history, and more significantly, my German heritage, about a family member I never gotten to meet. But I heard so much about and grew curious. It also kind of helps that I share my middle name with his preferred name, Gene. Thank you.